So tonight we are going to be stimulating and massaging the stomach and the spleen meridian lines. So I did a wee bit of research on the spleen, and I just want to share, because I always think it's good to have a visualization, because it's not particularly an organ that we talk about often. So bear with me a second. I'm getting all fancy with my Zoom. And yep, done. So can you see that on the screen? Give me a wee thumbs up if you can. I'll just come down here to see you. There we are. So that is where your spleen is positioned. So I'm just going to come out of that now so that you can see where it is. So the stomach is there, and then you can see where the spleen is positioned. So it's really nice just to have that wee visual. Now I'm upside down like that. To see. So whatever pose, oh God, it's going upside down again. There. Right, that's us. Back to normal. It's really nice to know what we're stimulating, what we're doing. The spleen removes all the old red blood cells. So really, really important organ, along with the stomach. So whenever we come into any of the positions, we're going to build up the poses to make sure that we are stimulating and massaging that area. The meridian lines run into the organs. So they run all the way up and down your body. So some of the poses you'll be like that, what's that got to do? But it will be pressing on or massaging a line, an energy line that is attached to that organ. So without much further ado, we'll get started because I know we're running a bit late. So bring yourself into a comfortable, actually no, we're starting in saddle pose. Pose 1, and we're going to just start here for our meditation. If you've got a bolster, if you've got some cushions, whatever you've got, I want you to build it up. Bring yourself onto kneeling, whatever it is, and then bring your bum down onto it. If your knees are still talking to you, take another block or another cushion and build up even higher so that you can come into a seated position that you can hold. Mum, we spoke about this position, so just see what you can do with it. If the knees are not happy tonight, please just do what you can and come into where you can. Amazing. Allow your heels to come into full saddle pose. What you want to do is have your heels at the outer seams of your thighs, so where your bum, the side of your bum is, so just there. And then draw your tail slightly down into whatever prop you're using. If you've got really flexible knees in that, you can take whatever it is away and bring your bum down all the way onto the floor. But I know that's quite intense for a lot of people. So this is just the kind of option to get you there. Start to close your eyes down and just start to allow the dust to settle. As we start to come into our meditational space for our pranayama and also our opening meditation. So we just allow everything to settle down. And close your eyes down and just notice what distractions pop up. Make yourself familiar with all of those things so that you don't get any surprises. The noises within your house, the noises outside your house, whatever it is, just noticing. Allow your body to settle in. So just feel the weight of your body against the earth below. Start by just grounding and connecting to the earth. If you've had a busy or stressful day, you can feel that way that you are disconnected up in your head. So bring your awareness down from your head actually to your physical lower part of your body that is connected and resting against the earth. Decide whether you're going to have your palms faced up or palms faced down. Whatever feels right. There's no right or wrong answers ever in yoga. You just do what feels right on that minute of that day. Once you have become aware of that grounding effect in your first pose, just start to find your breath. Start to look for that breath coming in and out of the body. As you gently inhale and exhale, just notice the subtle differences between both parts of the breath. Allow your exhalation to perhaps soften your shoulders, soften your face. And allow the inhalation to give you that sense of lightness, that lift that you need. When you're ready, you're just going to place your hands on your lower back belly. So take your right hand in first, and then just place your left hand over. We call this the Bhavla Mudra. It means the sweet spot. How did you get in? And then just start to guide your next inhalation all the way down to your lower belly. Just allow it to spill into your hands. Don't worry about what it looks like. Just allow that tension, that holding on down at the lower part of your body, all the way down at your root. Just allow it to really soften and release. There's no reason to hold on to anything at the moment. Take a few breaths like that and just feel that softening of your stomach. We spend a lot of time clenching and holding on, so we just want to release any of that. Allow relaxation and allow the breath to penetrate deep into the body. After your next exhalation, just start to slide your hands up. So your right hand to your left rib cage, and then your left hand just in at your right rib cage, almost as if you're just hugging around the centre of your body. When you're ready, just guide the breath into that area to your rib cage. And you're just taking 3 breaths, just feeling the opening through the body. Just allow that breath to stretch that area as well. Allow your body to press into your hands. The outer seams of your torso, just releasing anything, any stress or tension there. And then after you finish your third exhalation there, you're going to slide your hands up. You're going to take your right hand and place it at your upper chest, just below your collarbone, and then the left hand just comes over like a butterfly. Almost as if you're protecting your heart and your chest and your shoulders with your hands. And then you're going to guide your breath into that top cavity of your lungs. Just feeling that lift of the inhalation. And just feeling that grounding that comes, that relaxation with the exhalation. 2 more like that. Allow anything to be released through this out breath. And then when you're ready with your eyes closed, your next inhalation, sweep your hands over to the side. Start to draw all the way up through the side body. And then as you exhale, right hand comes down first, left hand follows, and you just plunge that breath all the way out. Keep flowing. Inhaling, sweeping up, we call it our prana vinyasa. Really grounding. As you bring the hands down, so just swap over, left hand under right this time. Maybe perhaps tap whatever prop or the earth that you're using. It's just really feeling that grounding effect. And you don't really do 4 in all, 5 in all of these. Just feel that breath moving in and out freely and easily. Last one. And then just allow yourself to ground here. Take a moment. And just notice the effects of your breathing and your meditation and allow yourself to absorb it. Take a little reflection on how everything feels now through the mind, the body. Just after that very simple manipulation of the breath and also the prana vinyasa mudra. So when you're ready, open your eyes and just adjust to the room again. Option 1 is to stay here. Option 2, You can perhaps, if you've got blocks, just take them behind you and bring yourself back so that you're starting to open your chest and your shoulders. If this is too much for you, you can even just work your hands behind your back, just clasping your hands open, lifting your chest and your heart up, or hands in the hips, even if that's too much, just lifting all the way up. So I don't know how many options were on there, but option 3 is bringing yourself back onto your blocks or whatever you've got there. Option 4 is coming all the way down onto the earth and then just lifting your heart and your chest up. So we're going to go for 5 breaths in your first option. So just take your time. And if you, like Jackie's doing, she's gently got her chin lifted up, you're starting to massage into your throat chakra, which is also where your, oh my God, it's gone. What's that gland called? Oh, it'll just come back to me. It's just disappeared out of my mind. But it's really, really good for the throat. Just opening everything there. If the neck gets sore, just draw the chin down towards the chest and just take a break. And what you're thinking about doing is tapping back into the breath and lifting your heart up with every inhalation and just allowing your exhalations to set you wherever you are. I'm going to give you a final option if everything feels okay. If you wish, you can come all the way down onto your forearms, bringing yourself into your full pose, but this is quite deep. This really helps to release the quads and also the hip flexors as well. The thyroid gland, my God, it just came to me there. Allow that breath to move freely wherever you are. And then when you're ready, when you need a break, gently bring yourself all the way back up again. Close your eyes down and just rest here for a second. And just notice the effects of your saddle pose. So what we kind of want to do is feel a stretch through the stomach, all the way up and through. So you're working to try and find a position that will kind of nourish there. Also, we are starting to stimulate the kidneys as well, which is really important at the beginning of the practice. The lower back gets a little bit of attention as well if you come down back. And we're going to come back into it for 5 breaths. So just choose your option wherever you are and start to work yourself back down. And the full kind of in vinyasa, we call this hero pose. And with the bum down, what you're doing is working yourself all the way down onto your back. So this is kind of your highest version of this, not highest, but your most intense version of this pose. What you can do is take your hands to your chest, but obviously your knees have to be in a good condition for this one. Particularly because if you notice there's no flex to my feet as well, so I'm coming all the way down, but I feel absolutely fine, and your quads are getting an amazing bit of nourishment. And I'm also feeling that stretch through the spleen and also through the stomach as well. Just focus on your breath. And then when you're ready, we're going to make our way back up from wherever you are. Just come out of it the way you come in. And we're going to flip over in the other direction. This time, bring your heels underneath your bum. Walk your knees back. If you're using bolster or cushion, bring it underneath your head for your child's pose. Walk your hands all the way forward. And then just notice if your stomach is touching your thighs. If your stomach isn't touching your thighs, what you're going to do is thread a kind of cushion or a pillow so that you're getting that stimulation through the stomach, really nice massage to the stomach and also to the spleen. And just allow yourself to soften down. If you have not got a bolster, what you can do is build your cave, opposite hand to opposite elbow, and climb on into it in your child's pose. So I'm going to give you a moment just to get comfortable and don't sit through any discomfort, because we are in yin poses for an extended period of time and for very good reason as well. So just make sure that you can be in a position where you are feeling the stimulation, because you do want to feel something, but that you can also kind of rest in and be comfortable in. Let go of your jaw, let go of your face. And so with yin yoga, it's so multifaceted, and by holding these postures for an extended period of time, I mean, there's so many things it's good for, but what I was reading about today is our bones. Our bones need to be appropriately stretched to remain healthy. So that's why exercise, activity and all that is so good for our bones, particularly for women as well. We can be prone to osteoporosis and all different sorts of things. But yin yoga provides that compressive tension, because we hold these poses for a prolonged period of time. And it really helps to stress the bones. This has to be done appropriately, obviously. That's why you come to a class to do it. And it has to be held for an extended period of time. And if that is, it stimulates the growth within the bone to allow the bones to regenerate and grow stronger. I was reading today about the many reasons, and I think it is such an important practice to have in your daily routine or your weekly routine, for sure. Start to bring yourself back to that meditational space, and just start to watch your breath coming in and out of the body again. We've been working with an intention of hope this week. And I think a lot of things have been put to the side while we've been focusing on this pandemic. And now, as we make our way out of it, perhaps there's something that you need to send energy to, a cause or something that you were focused on beforehand, or a person. So just start to plant that seed in your meditational space of your child's pose here. You're in a little seed when you are child's pose. You're in this tiny little position, so close to the earth. So just start to root down and plant your seed in this position. Every breath in, allow your subconscious to take a hold of that intention. It's so powerful. Just notice any thoughts that creep in. Allow them to be released with the out-breath. Just let go of them. Observe and notice where the mind goes. Last 2 breaths here. And then when you're ready on your next inhalation, place your hands into the earth, draw yourself forward, shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Set yourself up for your cat and cow, spread your hands nice and wide. When you're ready on an inhalation, draw the tailbone up, drop the stomach down, and then start to guide the chest through, almost as if you can still start to feel that stretch to the front of the body. The gaze comes up. As you exhale, you're taking it in the other direction. The tail's coming under. You're rounding through the back, lifting the heart, the navel, all the way up and allowing the head to drop down. We're just going to flow through 2 more of these. So inhaling, tailbone up, drop the stomach down, and again, let go of holding on to anything. Guide the chest, broaden the collarbone. And then exhale and transfer all the way through. And just keep flowing. And then when you're ready, you're going to walk your knees back first of all. Bring yourself down onto your forearms and draw your chest forward into your Sphinx pose. Option 1 is you are going to stay here. We're going to take 3 breaths here anyway, just to get into position. For this Sphinx, allow your heels to drop out to the side and don't hold on to any of the muscles within your legs. Notice how your lower back feels today and draw your chest through accordingly. So what we'd like to do is feel that massage of the belly against the mat, and then just draw the chest away so you feel a slight stretch as well. But if your back is tight, that's going to be really subtle, and our back is a priority always. We don't want to overstretch down there. You might find that if there is any tension or tightness in the lower back, it can just ease off. And so allow yourself to stay here if that feels enough. Or perhaps if you want to bring the bolster into it, if you know that you're back, Mum, I know you find that pose really, really kind of difficult to kind of move up from. So just allow yourself to melt over your bolster if that is the case. If your back is feeling good, what you're going to do is take any cushion or bolster that you've got and bring it underneath your arms. You're going to draw it in to just below your chest. So this is how we do Sphinx for pregnant women, but we want to stimulate our stomach. So what you're doing in the spleen is bringing your bolster, whatever it is, and nice and close to the body, so you can just feel yourself resting on it. Hands can be either close in if you want that intense stretch to the lower back, or the hands can be just away from the body. So just play about with it till you find out what's right. Notice if your shoulders are drawn up. If they are, just drop them down. Allow a bend in the elbows as well. It's absolutely fine. And then when you're ready, perhaps draw your gaze through to find whatever focal point, and then close your eyes down and just breathe into it here. So we're kind of in half Sphinx, half seal pose. Breathe into your belly, that middle section, your rib cage, so that you really feel that massage against your prop of your stomach. Let me go and shoot the dog. Oh, you want then. Come on then. And then when you're ready, we're not staying here too long. This is just preparing us really for our next pose. You're going to bring yourself up to all fours, release whatever bolster or whatever you're using out from underneath you. Bring your knees underneath your hips, and then start to just stabilize those knees underneath the hips, but start to walk your hands all the way forward. And you're coming down to your Anahatasana, your kneeling back pose. If you need, we're going to be here for a little while, so you might need a block underneath your head or a cushion underneath your head. Bring that into it. You've got time to set up. If the shoulders are tight, if you've been sitting at the desk all day on a laptop, maybe find this pose really hard. Walk your hands out to the side, and that will gently just take the compression out the shoulders. We want some compression, but you don't want to overload straight away. Allow your stomach to drop down and let go of your stomach muscles. You want to feel a gentle stretch from hopefully underneath the chin or from the collarbone. That little well at the throat, that little clavicle, all the way hopefully to the belly button. If you don't feel it straight away, don't worry about it. You do not want to kind of mess with the back. Just ease yourself into it. Again, breathe into your belly. Nice big full breaths in. That can be enough to stimulate those lines when you're in these positions. So don't underestimate the power of that breath coming in and out. Those deep belly breaths. And tonight we're working with the breath in and out through the nose. So trying to go a little bit deeper into relaxation. Now, if anybody is finding this pose that they can perhaps go a bit deeper, you can come down onto your chin as well. And you're really melting your heart down towards the mat. Last few breaths here. And then when you're ready, on your next inhalation, just peel your head up and off. Walk your hands back to your knees this time. Curtsy your bum off towards the right or left hand side and lengthen your legs out in front of you. Once you've got there, walk your sit bones back till you start to feel the stretch at your back of the legs. And then try and find that nice upright position. If you still feel as if you're slouching into your lower back, I can't see your backs from here, take a cushion and place it underneath your bum, always just to get that kind of height through the pose. When you're ready, on an inhalation, you're going to bend into your left knee to start off with. You're going to step that left foot over your right knee. And option one is right here. You're just going to work with this here. Option two, you're going to keep a flex in your foot and start to draw your heel back towards the back so that you can line your knees up together. Keeping that flex until you just check out what's going on with those knees. So allow yourself to just bed in here with that. If you want to take it any deeper, coming into the full expression, or some people's full expression, you're going to bend into your right knee, the bottom knee, and line your knees up on top of each other. Once you get into there, wherever you are, I want you to try and get a wee bit of balance through the sit bone. So if you have taken both legs, it is difficult to get there. Bring your hands out to the side and just take a moment wherever you are, just to feel this pose on your body. Make any adjustments that you need to make to allow you to stay in this pose for the next little while. When you're ready, we're going to take it into a twist. So on an inhalation, sweep your hands all the way up towards the sky. Feel this extension, almost as if you're stretching your chest up away from your sit bones. And then as you exhale, you're just going to gently start to bring it round to a twist to the left-hand side. So come into the lowest expression first of all, just so you feel that gentle kind of stimulation across the body. And just settle there for a second. We're going to take it a bit deeper. We're here for quite a few breaths, so just allow yourself to bed in, and then when you're ready, inhale, draw your chest up again without pushing your rib cage out, just to feel that height through your spine. And then as you exhale, your chest is coming round towards the left-hand side. You can use your hand against your outer seam of your left thigh as a little lever if that feels okay. Close your eyes down in your twist and breathe into it. And just feeling that subtle stimulation through your torso. And if you need to make any adjustments, remember just come back out, but remember to come back in with the extension through your spine to your twists. I'm going to make an adjustment right here because that is too tight for my quad. We'll be with that breath again. And remember, sometimes it can take a long time to wind down from whatever day or week you've had. And it can be a real practice just to keep working with the breath. You've got mantra as well. You've got your intention to focus on. So many things. And you just keep working through it. It's a complete practice. Daily practice. Just to get into that space where you can maybe find just a little modicum of peace. And whenever you feel the invitation, you can go deeper into this twist. So just inhaling, coming up, and exhaling, coming round the last 3 breaths of this side. Notice how the breath changes when we're in these twists. It's harder to get that deep breath in. And then as you inhale, sweep your hands all the way back up. Grab a cushion if you've got it. And we're going to take a forward fold. So I want you to have some connection between your stomach and your knee. Or if you need a cushion to build that up, you're just going to start to walk your hands forward and bring yourself down. Allow your chest, your shoulders to soften and your head to drip down. If you need some support with your neck, if it feels sore, achy some nights that you can just feel tense, you can just take your hands and just gently hold your head to support it. Amazing. Allow everything to drip out and just allow that relaxation to be invited in. And your last 5 breaths in your forward fold. Almost as if every breath you draw in, you're massaging your stomach against whatever it is pressing into. And then whenever you've finished those 5 breaths in and out, just gently draw yourself all the way back up. Release your cushion if you're using it. Unravel your legs easily and gently. Lengthen them out in front of you and give them a little wiggle off. So before we do the other side, we're going to come into caterpillar pose, which is a full forward fold. So walk your bum back again. Take that cushion or whatever, or bolster is ideal, and place the soles of your feet onto the earth and thread it underneath. So it's not so much a hamstring stretch we're looking for, We're looking for a forward fold to massage the thighs against, or whatever, against the stomach. We're also wanting to really release out this lower back. Once you've got your prop in, inhale and sweep your fingertips up. As you exhale, just cascade them down to the earth and just start to work them forward. Keep the chest lifted as though you're trying to draw it through to your toes. Keep your feet flexed if that feels okay. And then just crawl your fingertips forward. Hopefully you get something threaded in between your thighs if they're not meeting. If not, just get something and take it under. And then just allow yourself to soften down. Bring yourself completely into your forward fold. Allow everything to let go. As much as you can. So if you ever come into your forward fold, and we are dripping over and melting over, so there is a round through the spine. It's like a forward fold for the spine, so there's a curve to it. A lot of people, if you get any disc issues, that can be really uncomfortable. And if that's the case, you're keeping the extension through the spine to release those discs and keeping the chest lifted. And that's your forward fold there. So this one is only if your spine is happy. So just listen to what's going on, and we've got so many options for all of these poses. If you wish, you can take opposite hand to opposite elbow and build that cave again and climb on into it. Bring yourself into this really grounding, earthy pose. Again, just feel every breath coming in, feel the expansion through the belly and the rib cage. Just allow that to massage against your prop. So by massaging your stomach as well, it's really good for your digestion. Obviously, when you're doing it with your fingers, it's a little bit too much, but this is just a subtle stimulation. And last 3 breaths here. And then when you're ready on an inhalation, start to peel yourself all the way up and off. Unthread whatever you've got underneath the backs of your knees. Bring your hands back behind you and just give your legs a little release off. Once you've taken that, soles of the feet are connected, and just gently window wiper back and forward. Just preparing yourself to come into your knits or shoelace pose. And then bring yourself back up. Again, find that nice long seated position. And bend into your right knee this time. The sole of the foot connects. Step it over. So whatever you took on the first side, you want to try and mirror it on this side. If it doesn't feel right though, then you adjust it for each side, but you're trying to keep that balance within your body. Flex into your right foot, and then line your knees up if that feels comfortable, or stay with that foot connected to the earth. You know your option, bending into the lower leg as well and drawing it round, but only do that if you did that on the first side. When you're ready, inhale and sweep all the way up, feel that stretch. And then as you exhale, gently draw your chest round to the right hand side again, setting up for your first part of your twist. Allow yourself to bed in here and just notice how it feels on this side of the body. And just be with that sensation. And if you wish, you can come in deeper now. You inhale, you draw up and away again, and you exhale, and you come round to that twist to the right hand side. Every few breaths, I just keep shaking myself, whether there's an invitation there, whether I need to take it deeper, and just working into your twist. Last 3 breaths on this side. Whenever you're ready, gently inhale and draw yourself back round to centre. Use your cushion if you used it on the first place, and then you're going to come into your last forward fold. Just start to walk the hands forward, find that extension through the spine, and gently melt your body over. You know where you're going now. Allow everything just to let go. Last few breaths. Now when you're ready, just gently walk your hands back, unravel the legs, bring the soles of the feet down onto the earth, and just gently window wipe her back and forward. Just releasing all of that out. And then when you're ready, just scoop your feet back, almost coming into that side curtsy again, and work your hands all the way forward. If you have blocks, you maybe want to take them with you. Mum, definitely have your blockers ready. So I'll give you a little visual of what we're going to do. We're going to make room and step our right foot in between our hands, coming into our dragon pose. Option 1, baby dragon, is right here. If you've got blocks, it's ideal. You can just press your hips forward and take your chest through and lift your gaze through. And you're just coming through till you feel that stimulation, hopefully feeling a stretch in the adductors, but also into the hip flexors as well. Really nice one to do when you've done that core flow last night as well, because it just releases into all those areas that get tight when we're working on the core. You'll feel a stretch hopefully through your torso if you lift your chest up and your gaze up. So option 1 is here in your baby. Make sure that your knee, it's not a big problem the more I'm reading about this, but I would still rather to teach that you don't have your knee over your toe. So you're just making sure that you've got space there. They just keep changing the rules and the signs and all of these things, and it's just, from what I'm reading, just stay with that just now. You soften your shoulders and close your gaze down, or close your eyes down. This pose here, a dragon pose, stimulates absolutely every meridian line, so it's a really lovely one to put in. But right now you're focusing on your stomach and your spleen. So you're just breathing into that belly. If you feel your torso against your thigh, that's absolutely fine as well. I'm going to give you the option to stay here, but if anybody would like to come a bit deeper, you're going to tuck your back toe under and lift your back knee up and come all the way into your dragon or your lizard pose this way. But that is just an option if you feel okay with it. Last few breaths here. And then if you wish to come into your winged lizard, you're going to bring your right hand into the inside of your right leg. You're going to walk your right foot out to the outer edge of your mat. You're going to duck your toes out and just gently draw like a wing. You're just drawing that knee out to the side. You're pressing your hips forward as far as you want to feel that stimulation and that stretch. It can get quite spicy, so just work with it tentatively. And remember, when we spoke about this before, when we're working with the hips, it can bring lots of feelings of anger and frustration up. And it's just connected to that energy. So just work with whatever you notice that is rising. And it's almost just funny to watch where the mind goes, the things that you start to say to yourself when you're in these more challenging positions. Last 3 breaths here. If the shoulders are getting sore, just allow the shoulders to sag down if that feels okay. And then when you're ready, you're going to just gently draw yourself out and bring your right knee back, heels together, knees out wide, and just soften into your child's pose. Release your blocks from underneath your hands and just take opposite hand to opposite elbow and just recover here from that pose. If you wish, you can start just rocking from side to side in your child's pose, and that's a really nice massage to the stomach as well. Also really nice for releasing the hips after that deep pose. It's also feels really nice for the lower back as well. And then when you're ready, let's even this up, bring yourself back up to all fours again. Extend through the left leg. And then just start to bring that left foot through. You might need your blocks to do it, or you can just work it all the way through. Play with where that foot is so that you can draw forward deep enough for you and the knee doesn't come over the toe. Rest your torso on. We're doing the opposite of what I tell you to do in vinyasa. Everything's lifted and engaged. We're just letting go into it. Allow your thigh to be the support for your torso. And just allow yourself to kind of slump into it, finding that tension that feels right for you. Close your eyes down and come back into that meditational space. And just breathe into the resistance of this pose. And if you took the back knee up on the first side, you want to start taking it up about now on this side as well, so that you've got that nice even. I don't think anybody ever takes that back knee up. I take it up for about a second and think, no, that's not even fun. How's the breath? Last 3 here. And then when you're ready, we're going to transfer into our windrock lizard. So by all means, draw out of it a little bit to bring your left hand in and walk your left foot out. Duck your left toes out to the side and find the outer blade of your left foot. And just start to sink back into it till you feel you're never going beyond, I would say, 60 or 70%. Because that is just overstressing, and you don't need to do that to stimulate what you're looking to stimulate here, to release that fascia. What is better to do is to be able to sustain the pose for longer, that slow release, instead of coming too deep in and having to pull out of it early. There's more risk of injury or damage there, so you want to just move slow and steady wins the race. This is when I'm glad we're not in a studio or in number 18, because then you can't shout at me when these poses get really nice. Last 3 breaths. And then when you're ready, just gently draw yourself back out, bring that left knee back, bring your bum down onto your heels, curtsy your legs off to the side and give your legs a little shake off. Bring the soles of your feet together, hands behind you, chest lifted, and window wipers again, just releasing into that hip joint. And then when you're ready, we're going to come down, and if you've got bolster or blocks or whatever, have them on the left hand side of you, just resting there. We're just going to close our practice with a twist, even everything out. So when you're ready, just start to bring your right knee in towards your right armpit. Clasp your hands over your knees and just start to roll the femur around in the hip joint. So you're just releasing round and round, almost as if you're massaging into that hip joint, into your pelvis. And then when you're ready, release your right hand off to the side and guide your right knee over, just so you start to feel that twist through the torso. Whenever we're twisting, we're always massaging the stomach. And then allow, if you've got that bolster, whatever you've got, just allow your leg to rest there. Draw your right arm up as far as feels comfortable, so you feel that full twist across the body. And perhaps draw your gaze over towards your right hand, if that feels okay. Play with where that hand is. Think about it as a lever, and you're just working out your feels right for you. Close your eyes down, and you've got 5 breaths here. And then whenever you finish those 5 breaths, gently take your left hand just underneath your right knee and guide it across your body. Release that right leg off onto the floor and start to swap over. So bring the left knee in, clasp the hands over the knees, and just start to rotate round and round. What I forgot to tell you is to move your crocs on. Most of you probably have thought to do that, but you're just taking your croc round to the other side and then bring your knee back in. That's it. Round and round, just notice whatever there is to feel there. And then when you're ready, just start to guide your left knee over towards the right hand side. And once you've got that resting, you can feel that nice twist, that stretch through the glute as well. Start to play with where the left hand is. Allow it to set down. So we want the left shoulder connected to the earth, so we don't want it pulling up. And then take your gaze perhaps over. And that's just a nice little added extra to release through the neck and the shoulder. Particularly nice if you have been sitting at a computer all day or sitting driving all day. You've been sitting in that kind of upright position and the neck starts to get a bit of strain into it. And commit to your 5 breaths on this side. And whenever you've finished those 5 breaths, scoop your hand underneath your knee, give it a hand back over, guide it back down onto the air. Perhaps you want to thread your bolster underneath the backs of your knees and just set yourself up for your Shavasana with as little effort and movement as possible. We're already taking those steps down into the level of relaxation. So just allow yourself to stay there without the need to come back out. And then just set that intention to step a little bit deeper in now. Your last hour of your yoga has prepared you to completely surrender to your Shavasana. So just allow your face to soften. Notice if there's any tension through the jaw. Just gently releasing the teeth. Allowing the jaw to not hang down, but to just soften. And as you do that, you start to feel the facial muscles soften. Just allow that to happen. Again, if you still feel you're holding on, take 2 fingers into that space in between your eyebrows where your third eye is and just start to massage around in an anti-clockwise direction. That little pressure point there just starts to release that relaxation. Once you've done that 3 or 4 times, just release your hand off to the earth. As you feel that relaxation just flowing down through your body, cascading down, feel your shoulders soften. Almost you just feel yourself heavier against the mat. Feel that line between the mat and yourself almost blur. And feel all your muscles disengage and unclench. Just allow this to transfer through to your mind. Disengage from overthinking. Just allow any thoughts the freedom to float through. Allow those thoughts to be released and let go. Don't clench on or hold on to anything. Just allow it to be released. Allow it to float off. Notice how your breath is now soft and easy. There's no push or pull needed. You just want to be in this state of relaxation and softness. When we reach here, we enter that area of our nervous system where healing takes place. Just allow yourself to rest here, be nourished. Gently just start to invite yourself back to your physical body. Find your toes, find your fingers. Start to create a little bit of movement into both of those areas. And then perhaps gently just bring your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms around the tops of your knees or the backs of your knees. And just gently draw yourself back into that tiny little seat, opening up the lower back and the shoulders. And then just allow your knees to release over to whatever side feels good. And bringing yourself curling up on the side of your body. Notice what side you've naturally fallen to. Take a couple of breaths here. If you wish to stay in Shavasana, be my guest. If not, you wish to push yourself up gently and easily. Thank you for joining me. I hope that practice brought a little bit of peace, a wee bit of stimulation to the stomach, the digestion and the spleen. Namaste. Thank you so much, guys.